welcome to 7 Days of Sad to Sexy. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and this is day 5. And today I wanted to talk about how to get your family, especially your kids, in on this healthy new lifestyle that you are putting into place, and to do it smoothly so that you get as little resistance as possible and everybody has fun. Otherwise, it's just not going to work, and you're going to be sitting in the kitchen eating alone while your, husband or wife and kids are ordering pizza and yucking it up in the living room. So it pays to get everyone in on the act. And my first tip for getting your family involved is to use the step-down method. And this is something that I talked about last year in a video that I think I actually called the step-down method. But it's really just about easing yourself in to a new change, especially if it's a radical change. And I used coffee as an example in that, maybe you don't want to go just cold turkey with your coffee, so you cut it down, you start adding in green tea, and pretty soon you're having more green tea than you are coffee, and then maybe you start having some decaffeinated green tea, and pretty soon you're having more decaffeinated green tea than caffeinated green tea, and before you know it, you're off the caffeine altogether. And in that video, I was actually talking about using the step-down method to get into raw food and eating a raw food diet. But this applies to any kind of radical change you want to make in your life, but especially when you're trying to make a change for your whole family. It's like jumping into an icy cold swimming pool. If you just jump right in, you're probably going to get quite a shock and get out just as fast as you can and try to get comfortable. But if you ease your way in and you put your big toe in first, and then you finally get on the top step and you've got water up to your ankles, you can kind of stand there for a minute until you get used to the temperature, and then you can take the next step down to where the water is to about your knees. And then when you're comfortable with that, you go a little bit lower to your waist, and then up to your chest and your neck until you're comfortable and you've acclimated to the temperature, and then you'll probably stay a while and enjoy yourself and go swimming. And life in general is kind of like that. You can apply this to a lot of different things, but it's really helpful when you're trying to get your family on board. So you don't just want to walk in one day and make the big announcement that we're changing everything. We're throwing out all your favorite foods, and you're never going to go to this restaurant or fast food joint again, and we're only going to eat, peas and carrots for the rest of time, which I don't even know that peas and carrots are the optimal diet, but that's a whole other conversation. My point is, you don't want to make any announcements at all. You just want to slowly start sneaking in new dishes to the routine, new snacks, new recipes, and just watch your family and see what they like, see what they don't like, and take note of that and make more of what they like, and keep searching, and hopefully you will acquire a list of favorite things that they like on this new diet. And it's not a diet because it's really a lifestyle. So within this new lifestyle, this new healthy lifestyle that you're introducing to your family, if you don't take things away, if you add things first and wait for them to find some favorites and some things that your family likes, they will start requesting that, and then you can start phasing out some of the unhealthier things. So let's say you let your kids drink soda. That has got to be one of the most damaging products on the market, and if it were me and I were starting from scratch, soda would definitely be one of my priorities to remove from my family's diet. And the way that I would do that is, again, I wouldn't make any big declarations. I would just start introducing and experimenting with healthy options and kind of make it a treat. You could make them, you could brew some really strong peppermint tea, which is amazing chilled, and then you can add a bit of stevia to it to sweeten it. and then present it to them with a really cool, fun name like peppermint patty tea or candy cane tea. Something that you think that they'll like and be like, oh, look what I made. It's so good. And you can drink some yourself and give some to them, and hopefully they will like it. And then there's all manner of things that you can do with smoothies, and you would be very surprised to find how seamlessly spinach and cacao go together. And this is actually a little trick that is gonna work with like 99% of the kids out there in the world. You can make them what looks like and tastes like a chocolate milkshake using spinach and some banana and raw cacao. And if you don't have raw cacao, you can just use a really high quality cocoa powder and blend up a smoothie, you know, mess with the ingredients to taste, and then present it to them in a very exciting way. Be like, I've got a surprise for you. And then again, you want to give it a fun, silly name. You want to call it the chocolate green smoothie or the chocolate green milkshake, whatever you think they're going to go for. Make sure you taste it first and that it actually tastes good. And then get them hooked on things like that. And hopefully you will land on something that they really, really love. And then they won't mind so much when you start phasing the soda out. And please do not switch from regular soda to sugar-free soda, which is filled with aspartame, which goes by a number of different names now. It's very deceptive, but that's even worse for you than table sugar, which is also horrible for you. So just nix the idea of soda altogether for yourself and for your family. Another thing that you can do that's really great is to get them in on the shopping experience. So take them to the farmer's market on the weekend and make a whole big deal about it. Maybe make a family tradition out of it, and then play little games with them like, let's see who can pick the best apples or pumpkins or tomatoes or whatever it is, you know, and then sit there and look for the most perfect ones without bruises and bumps and holes. And maybe you have a little prize on the first time that you do it, or maybe it's just for the thrill of having a little contest. But you don't even really need to trick kids into this. Once they get to the farmer's market, most kids have a really good time. And it's just a nice, relaxing thing for grown-ups to do as well. And if you grow your own garden, you really can't beat involving your kids in that and letting them pick their own food. And it really gives them an idea of how we are connected to the earth and how food actually comes from the earth rather than, you know, this fluorescent lit box of a grocery store with rows and rows and rows of these weirdly packaged foods. It's so removed from how food is in nature. So if you've got little kids especially, introducing them to a garden is an amazing gift. And whether you're at the farmer's market or you're putzing around in your own garden, let them like smell the herbs. Let them smell the fresh basil and be like, ooh, what do you think we could make with this? And show them like basil, this is what we use to make pizza. And FYI, portobello mushrooms make amazing mini pizza crusts. And so do eggplants, actually. If you slice the eggplants up into like discs, they're great little pizza crusts for mini personalized pizzas. And you can also use the portobello mushrooms as hamburger buns, but it's really best to just use one for the base and then to use like a butter lettuce leaf or something like that for the top to hold it all together. And that might be something that's best for the adults, or maybe you have some adventurous kids, I don't know, but it works great and it tastes wonderful. And don't be afraid to start getting creative with the old go-to standard recipes that your family's used to. Just start by like swapping out some of the more dubious ingredients for healthier options, and just, you know, swap the ingredients out a little at a time. It's kind of like the step-down method until eventually you have a recipe makeover that just kind of progressed over time. That's a great way to, you know, keep your family traditions going, and again, not to like shock your family or make them think that they are being punished or deprived in any way. And that's really the key, is don't make people feel threatened by this new lifestyle. Don't make your family feel like they're being deprived. Just do your best to make it fun and exciting, and just consider it one big life-saving foodie adventure that you're going on together. Much love. Peace.